I gotta refresh. Oh, we were slow at page. I could have just waited a couple more seconds. But oh well. Yeah, we're live. I see ads.
Okay. All right, we're live. The show's RPGrinders. I'm on with Eric RPG. We're going to have a heck of a show today. I think we should finish up the tournament so we can have a discussion next week, Eric, because I do want to get to that. You had a very good topic that we haven't had a chance to talk about. Maybe we'll have a chance to talk about it today, depending on how things go. But the diversity in Final Fantasy 16 and the stupid bogus excuse that Yoshi P, was using.
Which is weird because, like, the game he previously worked on and still working on, Final Fantasy 14, has a lot of diversity in it.
Yeah, it's a bizarre take. I mean, I don't really get it, to be honest with you.
Are the marketing heads just basically forcing you to not be diverse in another game that you're working on? They've given him freedom for 14 and nothing else. So
Yeah.
now he has to be PR, even though he probably should not be PR.
Yeah.
Because he clearly can't do it. It's like, why is he doing PR for the company when? Because is Square too cheap to hire a PR person or something?
Oh wow, Andy Dick got sentenced to 90 days in jail and has to register as a sex offender. Whoopity doo. Sex fiend Andy Dick, who has been lowered to doing YouTube in real life shit. Alright, where's my hat? I have to have my hat on. Hold on, Eric. Alright, I'm back. Sex pest Andy Dick. 90 days. Wow. Okay, I guess. Let's see if our good friend is there. Yo. He might be there. We might get a couple minutes of pre-show banter with Break. The venerable Breakman. I got a headache from hell, man.
I mean, part of me thinks that the whole die situation is mostly Toei's fault, though. It's like they could have, picked anybody, but we're gonna let these streaming services do it, and then they're gonna charge you to buy a digital version of something.
Well, and then people wonder why people pirate things, Eric. It
$2 an episode.
Yeah.
Or you buy the much cheaper season pass, but
yeah, but still, it's like, I mean, I don't mind people making money, Eric, but it gets to a point of ridiculousness, I mean, like, look, I'm a creator, and I've never gotten a penny for RPGrinders, and neither have you, and neither has Break, and we still do what we do because we love doing what we do, It would be nice, though. Somebody pick up our show. Sponsor it. Somebody sponsor this show. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, what is this? Get this out of here. that out of here.
At least there's some funny shit that happens in Scarlet and Violet. Like, I see some videos of where Pokemon lean into the pond to fight a monster.
Oh yeah.
And they end up falling into the water, basically falling into a bottomless pit. But they're technically still there.
Yeah. All right, I think we're good. We're set. We're just waiting on the show's RPGrinders. We're waiting on Breakman to.
Just they didn't QA the game enough to, set boundaries for battle.
Yeah, we're waiting on Breakman to join us. He's probably having computer issues like he always does. But no worries. We will. We'll wait around a few minutes here.
Like I'm gonna buy the game, just not right away. And even when I do get it, I'm probably gonna keep it on the shelf for a while.
Hey, are you
until
keeping
all the patches come out?
You keeping up with politics at all, Eric?
Not lately. Other than I know that Bo fucker Bert won, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, she barely, but there's going to be a recount, so it's not over yet. Pelosi's stepping down, which should have happened probably 15, 20 years ago.
Not that I expect her replacement will be any better.
No, her replacement's not going to be better, which is bullshit. Hakeem Jeffries is going to take her spot. No progressives are going to be in the top 3. I mean, I knew it. Because they look, what they want is exactly what's happening. The country is 50-50 down the middle on everything. Even the races that I know the Democrats are so happy that they only lost the House, right? But if you look at it, every single one of those races, they were fucking nail biters for the most part. 50-50.
Wait, they had the Senate?
Yeah, they have this. They had the Senate. They didn't get anything done because they never do. They're the do-nothing Democrats. And they still continue to keep the Senate. They lost the House. So they had...
Maybe the Republicans let them have the Senate because they know they won't get anything done anyway.
They could have easily got rid of the fucking filibuster, but you got idiot fucking Manchin and Sinema.
After all, if the Republicans control the House, any bill that gets made that's progressive is going to be killed by them anyway, so we'll never get to them.
There's never anything going to get done, period. Scotoma, what's up, man? Nice to have you in there. We haven't started yet. We're waiting for Break to join us. We're just talking a little pre-show banter. It's what I've been saying for years, Eric. Like, nothing ever gets done. This is exactly what everybody wants, right? This anybody in politics, this is exactly what everybody wants. There's a divided House, and even when there's full control, like the Democrats had full control, they never got anything done. Do nothing Democrats, right? That should be their motto. We never get anything done. And the same thing with Republicans. The Republicans are just as worthless. It's all worthless. I am completely independent, and I'm happy to be completely independent of that bullshit, man. Seriously, it's fucking dumb. I can't tell you how stupid politics is. I don't even know why we have Congress. They never get anything done. All they do is waste money. If the Republicans are in charge...
Well, you can't say Congress without con.
Yeah, right. If the Republicans are in charge, it's more money for endless wars and more wars, and it's the same with the Democrats. As long as there's wars going on. And you know what? I got to give Trump... credit for one thing, Eric. He didn't start any new wars.
He tried to, though.
Yeah, he tried to, but he didn't get it done because he's incompetent. We've already been through this, right? But there were no new wars started when Trump was in office. So that's
except for the trade war.
Yeah, the trade, but that's different. That's not like actual, war. You know what I'm saying, Eric? Like, where people are losing. Well, I mean, I guess technically people are losing lives in a trade war in a roundabout way too. But it's stupid. Let's see if we can get Breakman up on the panel here. Let's add. Can't stand politics in general, Eric. It's just stupid. Just dumb. Let's add break here. Come on, let's keep our fingers crossed we can get break on here. We're almost started, Scotoma. We haven't started the show yet proper. We're waiting for break here. He's got issues with that damn laptop of his. Hey, Breakman, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay.
Wow. I can't believe it, Breakman. You're on.
Yep. No, it's a miracle.
How you doing, man?
All right.
All right, cool. You ready to go?
Getting my links up. Yep.
All right. Eric, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this thing. Scotoma's in chat. Say hi to Scotoma.
Hi, Scotoma.
All right, hang on, guys. Welcome, everybody, to episode 715 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great and Breakman the Bold. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm all right, I guess. Kinda, yeah.
Yeah?
Good.
Yeah,
Right.
you sound all right, man. You know, you're not super down or anything. You know, you sound okay. That's good, man. That's a plus, man. You're going on into the weekend. How do you feel about the weekend? You got more chores to do? Honey-do
It's
list?
too cold to do anything this weekend.
It is pretty cold, man. Right now it's 18 degrees in Denver.
Ugh,
Yeah,
gross.
it's fucking brutal. Although with the
Yeah.
the sun was out though, and it was actually pretty warm. As long as the sun's out here in Denver, we're good. I know out east there, like, it doesn't matter. It's just cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's just get started with the news and let's get this done and over with. Oh, look at this. Scotoma says, "What do you think is the best 3DS game?" Ooh, that's a good topic, Scotoma. I mean, you can't go wrong with Zelda, right? I mean, if we're talking what do you think, Eric? Best 3DS game. There were some good ones.
Link Between Worlds, and it's a toss-up between that and
The Metroid game was pretty good from what I remember on the 3DS.
and Samus Returns,
Yeah.
and maybe Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Oh, that's another good one. Eric. What do you think, Break? Did we lose Break?
Break never really got a 3DS.
Oh, he didn't get one. That's right.
No, I never had one.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the news. RPG news. All right, Eric, you are up, sir.
Also, any of the Etrian games, maybe.
Etrian is pretty good. That's another good choice. Scotoma just got Samus Returns recently. That's a great game, man. You'll love it. All right, what do we got, Eric?
We've got from RPG site a game called Cygnus Enterprises.
Sounds like a corporation, man.
Yeah, which is weird because NetEase has announced it, and it's a hybrid action RPG city management game.
That's an interesting combination. I like the RPG part
It's set
of
to
it.
release on December 16th in early access.
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty. I mean, it is what it says, like a city management RPG, hybrid. So if you're into like Sims, then there you go. Perfect
I
game
am
for you.
into Sims.
Yeah. Well, there you go. The perfect game for you, Break. What is this? Oh, PC only though. So I don't know if you can play it on your laptop, man.
At least at the moment.
I can barely play a calculator on my laptop.
That's true, man. God damn, we need to raise money for you, man. All right, next one, break.
Okay, coming to us live from RPG site and taking a moment here to load, even though it's already loaded. I don't know why you're doing this to me right now. Going to us live from RPG site. Isometric superhero RPG Superfuse launches on January 31st on Steam Early Access. Blah, blah, blah. Skipping ahead. There's a... yeah, I don't think there's anything really else to talk about.
If you mixed Borderlands with Diablo, that'd be this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Alongside the release date reveal for Superfuse is a brand new visceral gameplay trailer highlighting two of the playable characters called Enforcers in the game, the brutal Berserker and the all-powerful Elementalist, as well as showcasing just a fraction of the game's unique skill tree system. The fuses, this footage gives players just a small taste of the sheer depth and complexity that will allow them to create and customize their characters in the game to a staggering degree. That does sound a lot like Borderlands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a art style like that too, but also isometric like Diablo. Really bloody though. So it looks kind of cool actually. I don't know. This might be something if the consoles pick up, I might look at getting. So there you go. Hey, Matthew King is in chat. What is up, Matthew King? Nice to have you in there, buddy. We're talking video games today. Like we always do every week.
I was going to say, we don't normally?
Yeah, like we always do, man. Freak Five's in chat. What's up, Freak Five? Nice to have you in here. All right, anything else on that break?
No, that's it.
All right.
That's good enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Damn it. What do you
sure
want from me? Man, God.
All right. Next up from, what is this? RPGsite.net. Absolute Tactics, Daughter of Mercy. Now available for PlayStation 5 and PS4, and I would have played a trailer, but for some reason it doesn't allow me to play trailers on some of these things.
Absolutely will not let you play it.
Yeah, Matthew King says he's been listening for a few minutes. Thanks, man. Really appreciate you stopping on by. So the features of this game: content rich. Dozens of narrative story maps plus additional maps, including additional post-game content and Horde mode for all you Horde mode lovers. Challenge yourself. 3 levels of difficulty plus an additional hardcore mode unlocked after completion. Challenge yourself over and over again. Slagar's in chat. What's up, Slagar?
Can you go back and tell me more about this horror mode?
Yeah, Horde mode. I wish
never mind.
the strategy RPG experience with diverse gameplay, including large-scale war levels with dozens of units on the battlefield simultaneously, environmental verticality, puzzle elements, and traps. Deeply customizable, accessible class-based gameplay for the casual player. So this looks like it's going to be a game for all. It might be an entry-level deal. No.
Sounds fun. To me.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Matthew King says, "Oh no, did the stream end unexpectedly?" Can somebody put in the link to the Twitch stream for? Oh well, he's here. I don't know why he's. I mean, did the stream go down?
I can't tell. It still says live, but I might need to refresh to see if it's
should
down
still be up.
God's sakes. It's always something.
I know. Should still be up.
I can't walk on my keyboard. Do not walk on the keyboard. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's still up.
Okay. Me. All right. Just refresh, Matthew. Let me put that in for him. Refresh, Matthew. Let's see if he can get back in there. All right. So there you go. Eric, next story, please.
Next story is anybody remember Risen?
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't this an old ass game?
Yeah, they're doing a re-release. So even more HD's version.
I don't remember.
Some people were asking for.
Yeah, I don't remember this game.
No, nobody was asking.
Yeah,
for
nobody's
it.
asking for this game.
But GDHQ is doing re-releases everywhere, so it's not. I guess it's not surprising.
Matter of fact, I thought this game sucked when it came out. It was
so. In other words, instead of making new IPs, they're just trying to resell their old crap to us.
Well, until they run out, and then they can be forced to make something new.
Yeah.
No, then they'll move on to the next generation.
Well, one of the newest things that did, I think, was Biomutant, which is not good.
Yeah, Biomutant I had so much high hopes for, but nobody's asking for this. Whatever. Let's move on. Right, Eric? Nothing else on this?
Yeah, but if anybody was interested, the platforms for this re-release will be PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. No PS5 or Xbox Series versions. Weird.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next story. Breakman.
The PC version will get gamepad support finally. After all this time? Really? No gamepad support at all?
Right. All right, Breakman, next story.
Coming to us live from RPG site, Sword of the Vagrant launches for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, and it features a girl whose bra is barely containing those breasts.
This looks like a Vanillaware style game, man. I mean, it kind of looks like that art
it's
style.
only $10.
I am worried about its quality somewhat, though, because it's apparently only going to be $10.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, it's
either the quality is fine, but it's just really short, or the quality is suspect.
Well, I mean, the art style is, like I said, very Vanillaware, Eric. So it looks good. I mean, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a mixture of both. I think it's going to be a short game, and the quality isn't going to be 100%, but I think people should give it a shot because it actually looks cool. I mean, it's not polished by any stretch. I'm looking at it now, and there's, a lot left to be desired.
I should check the Steam page and see reviews for what people's opinions on this game will be.
The artwork looks really great, so... I mean, chalk one up to the art team of this game, but, I mean...
It was released on Steam under the title of just The Vagrant instead.
Yeah, The Vagrant, yeah. All right.
So I wonder if when she gets more powerful, does she get, more naked and stuff? More games, you get more armor and stuff?
She has that bonus that that one character in Xenoblade does, where they gain more power as they lose clothing.
I don't know how much more naked she could get. Break. I mean, she's got a bikini on, bro. I mean,
get rid of that cape, maybe.
I know. Get rid of the cape, and you're good to go.
Oh, that sounds like playing strip poker with a girl who doesn't want to take her clothes off. I'll take off one sock at a time. No, bitch, I'm not playing with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're missing the point of playing strip poker, lady.
Right. All right. There's not going to be a trailer for this next one. I think it's my turn. I'll listen on YouTube and try on Twitch later. Yeah, right on, Matthew. You can keep the chat up on Twitch and then listen to us on YouTube if that helps you out, Matthew. I don't know if that'll help you out. Front Mission First Remake pre-orders now available. Second gameplay trailer, which I can't show you because they took it off of YouTube. But it looks like it's going to feature new game mode, tweaks to the gameplay mechanics, legendary soundtrack, and original soundtrack. So for those fans of Front Mission, I think you're a fan of Front Mission, right, Break?
Yeah. I like the original.
Yeah, so this might be something that you might get for your Switch. So
if you've got a Steam Deck and you want to play The Vagrant, it's on Steam for $4.
Oh shit, that's cheap. That's really cheap. All right.
And it says the reviews here are all reviews are pretty much very positive. So there's probably only one really bad one.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's good. That's encouraging. All right, Eric. Next story, please.
The story is Rainbow Six Siege and Nier have a crossover event. Which is the weirdest pairing I've ever seen.
Huh?
Yeah, basically they just got costumes for your characters to make yourself look like Nier.
That's so weird.
It's like what they do with Fortnite when they bring all those other characters in and stuff.
Yeah.
They're essentially just putting them in the game and just putting a costume on a character. Here's Goku. It's not really Goku, just looks like him.
Right. Just, yeah, because I'm looking at this thing what the fuck? Rainbow Six Siege and Nier. Wow. Okay. Now, is
It's
this
a near replicant crossover to be specific. Not, I don't see any automata stuff going on.
yeah, replicant. So is this is in the Rainbow Six game, or is this in
The
the
latest Rainbow Six game, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess. I mean,
Which I hear is not that good.
Yeah.
So
Rainbow Six is fucking hard. Like,
yeah, it
I
is.
tried
It's
to
tough.
get into Rainbow Six, but like you really like have to work with your teammates and coordinate your strategy and shit like that. And it just it gets a little too intricate for me.
Yeah, I agree. I
I want to
agree.
shoot shit.
Maybe this next game will not be too intricate for you, Breakman. Next story.
Coming to us live from RPG site, Soccer Story releasing everywhere, but Google Stadia on November 29th. Oh, taking a dig at Stadia. Poor Stadia.
I know.
Poor suckers who bought Stadia.
I know.
So it's coming out for everything. Let's see. Release date's November 29th. Soccer Mania sweeps around the world. Blah, blah, blah. More robots. I'm trying to find something relevant about this game. Nope. Just story.
Just
We
move
care
on.
about the story.
Just move on, right? Right, Break. I mean, it's. I think we talked about this game. It's one of those quirky soccer games. There's a lot of quirky soccer games. What is it, like 90% of the world? Like, that's the sport of choice is soccer. So, gotta include soccer in almost everything. All right. Hopefully, we won't have too much soccer in this next game. Tactical turn RPG.
Less soccer's a good thing.
Yeah. Tactical turn RPG. Tyrant's Blessing launches for Nintendo Switch February 23rd. So I think that's the story. There's not much else. There's a little trailer I'll let play out, and I'll try to stall for time because it's only like a minute long, and you know.
We can narrate for the viewers at home.
I got a question for you.
Listeners.
Yeah, if we could narrate, like you know, there's like logs and grids and trees and stuff. But what was the first tactical RPG you ever played, Break?
Oh fuck. Tactical RPG. It would probably have been on either the NES or the old PC.
Archon?
Archon's more of a chess game.
Mm.
On a NES, there are games like Godzilla 2 or
Yeah.
Desert Commander.
Oh, I forgot about Desert Commander.
I like that one, but
I
Godzilla
suck.
2 is better.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think on what on the PC I would have been playing back then.
Yep. Well, your time is
Original
up.
Civilization, maybe.
Civilization, yeah. Your time is up. The trailer's over. No, just kidding, man.
So it's either one of those NES games or Civilization. Like,
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
original
cool.
Civ was just
What about you, Eric?
it's not a game, it's an addiction.
Probably have to say the Macintosh port of Sun Tzu's The Art of War.
Ooh, that's an old ass one. Yeah. Matthew King says, remember the Sega game California Games? There was a hacky sack and all kinds of different stuff. Fuck, I vaguely remember that, Matthew. Like vaguely remember that.
I remember the picture of it, like of the game. Isn't there like a girl like in a bikini on the cover of it?
You just want to think about girls in bikinis, Breakman.
Then again, I probably played Tactics Ogre before I played that, so who knows?
Yeah. All right.
But it's one of the oldest one I've played though.
I think Tactics Ogre was the first one I played, and I didn't. I just thought it was too complicated, unnecessarily complicated.
I like Tactics Ogre, but I'd already played.
No, not Tactics Ogre. I was thinking of Ogre Battle. That's right.
Ogre Battle, yeah.
Ogre Battle was good. I love the Ogre Battle. It got way too hard for me though. Probably midway through the game.
Yeah.
Because if you lose one of the characters, you'd spent like hours and levels building up, and you know.
Well, I think with the PSP remake, they tweaked it so that it was more like Tactics, where they give you 3 rounds to recover them.
Yeah, and who doesn't want to think about chicks in bikinis, Freak? I no complaints here, man, at all. I like when Breakman says stuff like that. All right, Eric, next story, please.
And they also added a rewind feature, so you could rewind turns. But apparently they've improved that even further with this latest release.
Yeah. All right, Eric, next story.
that also makes it actually good to like go back to the branching parts of the game, so you don't have to replay parts of the game over again. But Broken Lines has got a release date. Comes out December 14th on the PlayStation and Xbox consoles. And this is that World War II era game where you play as a squad of soldiers as they try to get through the war alive and maintain high spirits. It's a tactical RPG.
Yeah.
Maintain high spirits. How the hell do you maintain high spirits in a war?
Yeah. That's a challenge, I guess. Also, it's coming to Switch. I forgot that.
Matthew says chicks in bikinis on roller skates if we're talking specifics.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, even better, you know. All right. Anything else on this, Eric?
Not really.
All right, Breakman, you get the honor of the last story.
Coming to us live from RPG site, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition launches for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC on December 14th. The Complete Edition includes all 3 DLCs and both paid expansions, Heart of the Stone and Blood and Wine. For those who already own The Witcher 3, a free next-gen update will be available on the same day. So, cool. There you go.
Yeah, and it's normally, if you don't have it already, I suggest highly buying it. So if you have like a Xbox or a Xbox X or a PS5, buy it for like $10, and then you'll get the free next-gen upgrade. Fantastic deal, great game. You will not do yourself a disservice by picking this game up if you haven't already. It's a fantastic game, no doubt. All right.
Right before Christmas too. That's a nice present.
Absolutely, $10. I mean, you can't beat it, man. Homie discounts. I still have to sift through them. I think. Do we get a chance to do a show before? No, huh? Before Black. Oh, we do a show on Black Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a shit ton. I mean, I just couldn't keep track of them all. Like, you know what? Let me go through Cheap Ass Gamer. Maybe I can give you guys a better.
I did see some good sales on what was it? The Cowabunga collection. I saw for 20 or 25, depending on the system you get it on.
Well, I think Walmart's selling Sonic Frontier for $20.
Damn, that just came out.
Yeah, but it already discounted to $40 on Amazon and GameStop. Like a week later.
Xbox controllers are going to be $39.99 at Best Buy. I think that's a fantastic deal. I'm trying to see.
And that's
here.
any color, right? It's not just the black or white ones.
Right, any color. Plague Tale Requiem, which just came out, is going to be $39 at GameStop. That's actually a really good deal. Animal Crossing, $35. I think that's a pretty decent deal. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance, $10 at Best Buy. That's actually a really good deal. That's a low-key, really, really good deal. Ooh, here's the big one at GameStop, guys. Elden Ring for $35. I might pick this one up. Elden Ring for $35. That's a fantastic price on that. I'm just looking.
Oh wait, I misremember the name. It was called The Ancient Art of War.
Ah, gotcha. Persona 5 Royal, the one with the steelbook, is going to be I believe $29. That's not too bad. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, $29 at GameStop. That's actually a really good deal for a physical copy.
Of all the franchises Sony has, the one that makes me most jealous is Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank is great. And I heard the latest one is really good. I might pick that one up too. Let's see.
The guns are so much fun in that fucking game. All those games, they come up with some creative, crazy bullshit.
Yeah.
Like that, like the disco gun, for instance, like make your enemies dance. Like,
yeah.
I'd like to remind people that game actually got remade, and it's called Sun Tzu's Art of War, and it's on the App Store.
Look at this. The Quarry on Amazon is going to be 57% off. So what does that make it? So the PS5 is going to be $29.99. The PS4 version is going to be $20, and I believe there is a free upgrade. For the Query, free next gen upgrade on that. So $20, buy it on the PS4. That that's pretty good. Shin Megami Tensei 5, 50% off. Breakman, you got to jump on this one, dude. 50% off. So it's only $30.
By the time I'll get to play it, it'll probably be even cheaper because I've just got such a backlog.
It's not, dude. You're talking about a Switch game. It's not going to get much cheaper.
I know, but I've just such a backlog of Switch games.
Yeah, well, that's a good one. I would pick that one up for sure.
Would you prefer I played that one or Dragon Quest 11?
Dragon Quest 11.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm looking through Amazon stuff here. Let's see if there's anything else. Hold on. Yeah, that's about it. I just saw PlayStation has a great one too. Gay guys don't think about chicks and bikini. That's true. That is true. Can't deny that.
Doesn't think about that.
That is true. I mean,
what guys don't think about. What are we talking about? What happened?
No, we were talking about chicks and bikinis on roller skates. And Scotoma brought up the point that gay guys don't think about chicks and bikinis. Okay, they think about bare-chested men on skateboards.
You do asexuals.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so we're good there.
I guess they could think about that, just not that way.
I can't go back in time and peel the covers off of all the Genesis games and put half-naked men on instead.
Right. There you go. That is true. All right. Breakman, do we have anything for you this week or no?
No.
I don't think Freak 5 has anything for you unless he put something in the chat there. So that
are you kind of breaking up?
Am I breaking up?
You were.
Okay.
It's not right now though.
All right. I heard a little bit of an echo. I don't know if it's on your end, Break. But here we go. Let's talk about what we've been playing.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman.
Well, mostly I've been playing Friday the 13th still, and I'm up to level somewhere in the 90s. So at this point, I'm just trying to keep leveling up so I can get some of those other kills that are. I don't know why they put some kills. You have to get to a level 113 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's stupid, but I'm working my way up towards those so I can get those. Because I've got 80% of the kills in the game. There's some that are harder to get because you gotta get people in the right spots to do them. But I would like to get them all. I'd like to see all the kills.
Well, you only got 20%, man. 20% left.
I know, but it's not easy. I mean, I've been playing for a while. It's not.
Yeah. You'll get them. You'll get them eventually, and it'll be like one of those moments, like when you get one of those kills where you're like, yes, I know
I do that a lot with the kills. Like, oh yeah, this is a good one. Oh, I like this one.
I wish
some of my favorites, for instance, are the one with the pickaxe. Like, he'll shove the pickaxe in somebody's head, and then he turns them around, it turns their head around like it's a corkscrew in a wine bottle or something.
Oh, that's good, man. I don't think I've ever seen that one in that game.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a corkscrew in a wine bottle. It's not because it's on the side, not on the top. But it turns the head around.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I've been playing Smash Brothers. I beat the entire adventure, and I started over with the adventure New Game Plus, so I can, I guess, unlock more stuff. I don't know. I like Smash Brothers, but it's really a multiplayer game, and just playing single player is, like I said, it's good for in between in a football game, say when they're setting up in between plays and stuff like that. Because some of these fights will take 20, 30 seconds, or a commercial break, stuff like that. So I can get through them really quick, but just playing the single player isn't as fun as multiplayer.
Yeah.
Just from the history, because I've played a lot of Smash Bros. Over the years, and multiplayer is where it is.
Yeah.
And I just, if you're gonna get this game and only play it single player, I just can't recommend spending $60 for it.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Matthew King says some like longboarding. Yes, they do. All right, what else you been playing, Break?
What, girls in bikinis like longboarding? That sounds fine with me. Whatever they like.
Whatever, man. Whatever floats your boat, man. If it's men or women, feel free. Free country. All right. What else? Break.
That's it, actually.
All right, Eric. What have you been playing?
I've been playing just some more Persona 5 Royal on the Xbox.
Ooh, on the Xbox. How does it play on the Xbox, Eric, compared to the PS4?
You asked me this a while ago, too.
I did.
But plays at a smooth 60 frames, and it looks nice. Although the 60 frames does make some animation faster than I would think normally. Yeah. But it's okay.
Did you play it on the PS5 or just the PS4?
I played it on the PS4. I have the PS5 version, but I'm playing that sometime later because I don't know. Just do it back to back. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Play the new game.
I'll be interested when you play it on the PS5 compared to the Xbox X. How it compares, if there's any.
I doubt there'll be much difference.
Yeah, I doubt it too. But I'm just curious. Maybe the animations will be a little bit smoother on the PS5. I'm guessing. I don't know, but sounds good, man. All right. I've been playing the game of life, to be honest. So not much of anything. So.
But have you been actually losing in the board game that you've been playing?
Yeah, no, I'm not playing the board game, the actual game of life, Eric. All right,
it's a fun game.
Yeah, it is a fun game. I haven't played that in years, though.
Yeah, I should have said. So, were you playing as the thimble the entire time?
Yeah,
that's Monopoly.
Yeah.
All right, you're right.
Scotoma says I've been playing Teen Titans. Teen Titans with my youngest son. How is that, Scotoma? All right, let's move on to reviews.
That's interesting.
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, Break, did you have any reviews?
Yeah, it's interesting that he's been playing Teen Titans with his youngest son because I've been watching Titans on HBO Max.
Huh, that's interesting.
Just recently started their 4th season.
I want to... What Teen Titans games are there? I don't remember any.
I think there's something for like the Game Boy Advance. I think maybe he's just playing like, I don't know, maybe GameCube?
Maybe. Was there a Teen Titan GameCube game?
Maybe.
That's interesting. It could be. All right. Breakman.
Anyway, so I've been watching the Titans TV show, which he probably shouldn't watch with his son because it's grown up and adult and there's nudity and they like to say fuck a lot.
And Teen Titans?
Yes, they're just called Titans because most of them are not teens anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's starring Nightwing. Well, he's still Robin when the show starts, but he's obviously like in his 20s, and he's trying to get away from being a superhero, and he tries to be a cop, but that doesn't work out. Yeah, obviously, it's called Titans.
Is this live action?
What's that?
Is this live action or cartoon?
Yeah, live action. Yeah.
Huh. And there's nudity?
So he goes back to recruit all the old friends and new friends and stuff like that. And yeah, I like it. It's a lot of fun. Where this and Doom Patrol, like the DC shows have decided we're going for a specific adult audience, whereas opposed to like the Marvel shows where they're like, we're making this for everybody.
Yeah.
Some of these might be a little bit much for kids, but the Titans and Doom Patrol, they're like, these are for adults. Do not watch these with your children.
And those are on HBO Max?
HBO Max, yeah.
Okay.
And both of them are good. I like Doom Patrol a lot. Doom Patrol's absolutely one of my favorite shows. It's just amazing. But the Titan show is really good. I'll say this last episode featured a zombie supervillain, and I'm not going to reveal the character for those who haven't seen it.
Solomon Grundy? Anyway.
No, a super villain who's known for not being dead.
Oh, okay.
They kill him. They kill him in an earlier season, and he's comes back as a zombie in the latest episode.
Gotcha. Matthew King says, "I remember the commercials for Game of Life. I do too, man. Man, you're showing your age, Matthew."
they're not afraid to kill characters off in this show. I'll say that too. But it's a lot of fun. I recommend Titans. Absolutely.
All right. Any other reviews that you got, Break?
I actually watched something else that you recommended, and I'm still in the middle of it. I'm only in the 2nd season. We're binging them. We're going to binge more of them later tonight.
What was that?
What kind of horror-centric show have you recommended in the last maybe couple of years, Frank?
Jesus, dude, you're asking me to remember something?
Just a
Rick?
TV show, not a movie.
TV show. A horror TV
Ash
show.
vs. Evil Dead.
Well, he's already seen that, and that's fantastic.
I've watched it like a couple times.
The second season is fantastic of Evil Dead.
Creep Show.
I don't know.
Yes.
Which one?
Creep Show.
Oh, Freak. Oh, okay.
The new Creep Show, which is done by Greg Nicotero, and it's done in a comic book style. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I really like how they did it.
Yeah.
Like it looks like they're turning pages in a comic, and it looks like the panels are designed to look exactly like the in a cartoon form of what's actually happens in the show. But it's sort of like it's like a blend between, or I'd say it's not as hardcore as say Tales from the Crypt, but it's not as like for kids as say Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Right.
Goosebumps.
Right. That's a good.
It's kind of like in a middle ground of those two.
Right.
And sometimes the special effects can be really stupid, really, really bad.
Right.
But they get a lot of like A-list actors in there to play just small parts sometimes. And like the first episode had it had Jigsaw and
Tobin Bell. Yeah.
What's that?
Tobin Bell.
Yeah, Tobin Bell and Giancarlo Esposito, who's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah. He's really
that's
good.
The first episode, and that was pretty good. But there was one episode that I particularly loved. It was straight up, let's just make Evil Dead. Like they had the Necronomicon, they had Deadites, they even had Ted Raimi in there.
Yeah, that was great, man. That's
it was
really good.
Some of the episodes not as good as other ones, but some of them really good. Like I like the it was. Keith David played the devil.
Ooh, that was good. That was a good one.
And what's his name from The Walking Dead was a bug killer. That was really good. But he was tasked to kill homeless people, and went from there. And then I like the one with the little girl in the dollhouse, like her haunted dollhouse.
Yeah.
She just kept watching it like change right before her eyes and stuff like that. And it just got really cool. It's like a horror movie or a horror show you can probably watch with your teenagers. I wouldn't say let the little kids in because it'd probably scare the shit out of them.
Yeah, it reminds me like when I saw Creepshow as a kid, like, I mean, it's not really gonna scare any adult, right? The Creepshow movies, but they're a little creepy under your skin type things, and when you're a kid, it definitely scares the shit out of you, right? That's what this series reminded me of for sure.
Yeah, so absolutely. I'm only on the second season so far. We're going to watch the rest of them probably by the end of the weekend. So
you guys just need to pick up Shudder, man. I mean, you seem to be like pretty good horror fans, and Shudder like has all the old classics, plus they got all kinds of good shit, man. Good content for sure. $5 a month, or I think it's $5 or $6 a month. I mean, that's like the best value.
Well, I think we signed up for something on Amazon, or not Amazon, Amazon Prime. That gave us access to that and Walking Dead and some other stuff. Some other horror.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we might have Shudder now.
Well, that's good, man, because Shudder's badass, man. So what are you giving the first season of Creepshow there, Break?
7.5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Good show.
That's fair.
I definitely recommend it. You can see like it's got a budget, like there's special effects in there. It's like, oh god, like why are we doing this? And then like the episode with Bob, like you could tell it was an animatronic, or like a puppet half the time. Like oh man, that's just okay, whatever. But they were still mostly fun episodes.
Yeah, well, if you get 3/4 good out of an anthology, you're in good shape because, and that goes for any anthology. I mean, you're never gonna have an anthology where every single story is just awesome. I've yet to run into one.
Yeah, even Tales from the Crypt had problems. I mean, the last season of Tales from the Crypt alone wasn't good.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason they went completely British for the last season of Talking Dead, or Tales from the Crypt. I'm Talking Dead. Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah. I'm gonna read chat here. Freak5 says, "LOL, my job won't be my stinko again this week. Still pissed. Found out that in the meeting, my supervisors had asking if they would do anything for our department similar to the retention bonus, and they were told no. They still haven't told us. I heard it from a coworker. So basically, HR and the facility head were told our department isn't feeling appreciated, and their response was, we don't care. No, Freak5, if I remember, there were donuts. Okay, they really care.
Yeah, how
So,
dare you
how dare you?
diss donuts?
I know.
Man.
Freak5 says, I've been rewatching Supernatural. Remembered the two problems I had with it. Doesn't stop me from enjoying the show. First problem is they do research on how to kill unique monsters. How can someone tell you the only way to kill something that has never been killed? The other problem is, where's the government? The government has to know about the supernatural. You would think the government would reach out to the hunters to try to recruit them, or at least pass on information. Yeah, I never was
the second one I disagree with, because I've seen our government at work. Like, they just try to shuffle off the work to other people, shuffle the blame away, and kick the can down the road.
Well,
so I could see our government, or any government, being like, whoa, no, I don't want involved in that.
Especially our government, 50-50. Everything's 50-50 in our government. Nothing ever gets done, because that's how it is, you know. Matthew says, never feels good to feel underappreciated. Freak5, shucks. Yeah, for sure. All right.
Donuts, come on now.
I know.
I didn't get you donuts. Where are my donuts at?
Donuts, Freak5. How dare you? All right. Anything else, Break, that you want to review?
No, that's it.
All right, Eric, go right ahead.
All right, I got a review for Smile, which I'll share with Frank, but I'll do One Piece Film Red first because I forgot to do it the other week. So One Piece Film Red's the latest One Piece film, and it's probably the most canonically tied film out of all the films, because most of them are non-canonical because of where they take place in the story and when they take place in the story and how details wouldn't mesh with the actual plot. Because this one could very well have taken place right after Wano, for all I know. And it features a character which is canonically mentioned in the manga as being Shank's daughter, and the whole story is about how Shank's daughter is on an island doing a concert, but something's amiss, and she has a devil fruit power that allows her to like basically bring power to the music she makes, and it wakens up a demon, and then the demon basically messes up with her head.
Where did you see this new one? Slagar's asking, Eric.
It was in the theaters. I don't know if it's still there, but it probably is not anymore. So you might have to wait till it ends up on Crunchyroll, or buy the disc.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where you have to buy it. Yeah.
Anyways, it's probably the most visually accomplished and probably the most narratively driven of all the One Piece films I've seen so far. And if I compare it directly with Stampede, it's better than that. And I haven't seen Strong World, but I heard it's really good. But
yeah,
I guess if you really like Strong World, you could probably see this one. Because the biggest problems I had with Gold and Stampede were that the final villain was just basically just a big amorphous blob because of the way their power worked. They just ended up looking like one. But this villain's different because it's a demon, and it's a demon that possesses a girl. So I'm gonna give this movie a 9.
Wow.
I think that's the highest you've given any One Piece movie.
It's almost practically a musical too, because there's at least 4 songs in the movie, which aren't very long, so you don't have to worry about it being a long musical number. They're just nice songs that you listen to to interrupt the pace a little bit, just to get you going, I guess.
All right. I guess we're gonna do this review together, right, Eric?
Yeah.
For Smile. Um, in a nutshell, Smile is a movie about a woman, a psychologist, who has some own mental health issues of her own, and there's a curse that's being spread basically by if you see a person that commits suicide and the person is smiling, then you pretty much are cursed, and the same shit, the same fate's gonna happen to you. Is that right, Eric? That's pretty much
Yeah,
it
it's like
nutshell.
they don't go too deep into how far back the chain actually goes, but like
They do mention like 20 people have been
yeah,
involved in it. So it's think think of movies like The Ring and what was the other one that it was sort of like
it follows.
It
I watched a
Follows.
video that basically summarized the film.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I was trying to look for info on like what the inspiration for the creature was, so
yeah, yeah. I You know what, for me, Eric, like there's two levels to this movie, right? There's the mental health aspect, which I liked very much, right? And for that it gets high marks.
then there's
Uh,
a social commentary.
there is a social commentary to it as well. But as a horror movie, I thought it fell a little flat. Some of the kills were
Yeah,
cool, but I didn't. I mean, I didn't. I mean, it like It Follows is an excellent movie. If anybody has seen that, it did the curse thing way better. Um, for me, I don't see what the hype around this movie was. Like it fucking it did really good at the box office, exceedingly well. But I just don't see it, Eric. Like I thought it was like the mental health message in it is obviously really good. It's a metaphor for, all kinds of mental health and illness like psychosis and, depression, anxiety, just all a plethora of mental health issues. For that, I have to give it high marks. But as a horror movie, I didn't find it great.
yeah. I give this movie 5.5,
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm with you, Eric. I think 5.5 is fair because it's slightly above average. I mean, like I said, the kills were pretty cool. But if you're looking just for an out and out drag out horror movie, I don't know. I just don't see the hype for this movie. I thought it was really well shot, really well directed. Some of the acting was iffy. I didn't like the lead actress that much. I didn't think she had much of a personality. I don't think she could carry this movie. I don't know. I agree with you, Eric. 5.5 is more than enough for this movie. So, very good. Do you have anything to add, Eric?
Nah.
All right, I saw another movie called Sharkbait, and this was a Tubi original, right? And Bernie and I were watching. We were looking for a movie to watch, and I'm like, well, why don't we just put this on and see what Tubi is doing? It's a Tubi original, right? And I was pleasantly surprised. Basically, it's a shark movie, and you expect, just stupid, uh, special effects and just nothing lives up to Jaws. We all know that, but actually this movie was fairly effective. It involves four spring breaker type people that are in, I'm assuming, Mexico, and they're about ready to head back, but they decide to have one more, back to the United States, but they decide to have one more little jaunt on some stolen, what do they call those, like jet skis, and they end up playing chicken with the jet skis, and well, I mean, you know how that's going to go. They end up crashing into each other. One person breaks his leg, and there's blood in the water, and it actually is pretty decent. It's well shot. The acting was above average, and the story was actually pretty cool. It's a story of survival, pretty much. And the shark is actually pretty scary. Was it better than Sharknado 7, Matthew King rocks? Yes. Much better than that. Although I own all those movies and I do appreciate the humor in the Sharknado series, Matthew. It's really bad. Slagar says, was it as realistic and gripping as the Street Sharks? Slagar.
You mean the cartoon?
Yeah, the
Street
cartoon
Sharks?
Street Sharks. I actually give this movie fairly high marks. I think it's a 7 out of 10 movie. Tubi is a free service, so I wasn't expecting much, and it exceeded my expectations. So
There was a horror movie I noticed on Paramount Plus called Significant Others. Have you seen that, Frank?
you know what? We were gonna watch that, Eric, and I didn't click on it. We ended up watching this movie, the Sharkbait movie. So.
So that's on there too. So I should check out Shark Movie.
Yeah, Sharkbait is on Tubi. So check it out, dude. It's actually really good. I mean, I was really pleasantly surprised. I mean, it had a pretty basic shark story, but
How intrusive are the ads for the
not
movie?
intrusive. They're not intrusive. You have a couple at the beginning, and I'd say you have 2 breaks in the whole movie. And they're short. It's not like a big deal.
Because Paramount, when it comes to Paramount, like give you like an ad every for Beast of Web, there'd be an ad every quote unquote episode, which
Yeah.
is every 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's not. No.
As opposed to like when you watch a movie, when you just get a glut of ads before the movie starts.
Yeah, no.
Nothing.
You get so you get a couple ads at the beginning, and then I think there's 2 breaks, Eric, but it really doesn't take away from the movie. Baby shark bait, doot 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 doot. Baby shark bait, doot 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 doot. Anyways, all right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
Ah, what is it?
Stinko of the week.
And when I say everybody's favorite segment, I mean like probably ours, and that's it. Breakman. Matthew says, I'd like to see an end of the world movie based on fire tornadoes, or did someone? I think somebody already did that, Matthew, and I think I seen that movie, and it was as good as it sounds. All right, Breakman, your stinko of the week.
All right. One goes to what they're going to do in Iran to all the protesters. Basically they're protesting against violence against women, and they arrested 15,000 people for protesting.
Yeah, I heard varying reports on that, Breakman. That's to be determined. I don't know if the executions are true. I think
No, they haven't done them yet. It's a threat. They said that's what they're going to do.
Right. But I don't.
Finish.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Break.
Yeah, but they've declared that anybody who protests, including anybody they catch going forward, they're going to, execute. And anybody in holding, they haven't done any of this yet, but that's kind of fucked up that they're gonna just execute thousands of people.
Yeah, if the reports are true, I totally agree. All right, what else you got, Break?
Well, the reports are true on this. In states like Ohio and Virginia, the war on education is on. When Governor Youngkin, or he was running for governor in Virginia, he talked a lot about CRT and CRT. What he meant by CRT is basically he didn't want anything to deal with Black history being taught in schools.
Yeah, I think that's disappointing.
And by that I mean they have his latest curriculum has eliminated a very prominent figure from modern political history, or modern history in general. Martin Luther King Jr.
Ooh, that's problematic.
Like they've completely wiped civil rights out of the history books they're trying to teach in Virginia.
Yeah, that's definitely problematic. Breakman, for sure. History is history regardless of who makes it, right? And it's just like you can't erase history, and if you do, you're not worth the salt. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think they're angling for that in Ohio, because what they're doing right now is they're writing laws to take the power away from school boards and give it to the elected officials to decide curriculum. and such.
I think that's a terrible idea because elected officials are shitty.
No fucking politician should be deciding what our kids are being taught in school.
I agree. I think that should be up to the school boards in each and every county.
It's part of the power grab that's going on in Ohio right now. Like the Republican Party has taken over the Supreme Court and about the House and the Senate and the governorship, obviously. And one of the other things that they're doing, besides the power grab for education, is their attack on voting. And I should go back a little bit. A few years back, Ohioans voted on a constitutional amendment about anti-gerrymandering and stuff like that. And then this year, obviously, I've talked many times about how the Republicans have just said, well, we don't care. What are you going to do about it?
It's really weird, Breakman. Like years ago, I used to admire the Republican platform, right? Less government, fiscal responsibility and all this stuff. And
those are all lies.
It's all lies. And you were a Republican for a long time, and I think you still are.
No. Well, I have not voted for Republican in several years at this point.
Well, because they're getting away from what they promised, right?
They've never really been there, though. Like, for instance, look at what's going on in the House with Kevin McCarthy and Republicans taking over. They've said their main goal right now is they're going to investigate Hunter Biden.
See,
How many political ads did you see about Hunter Biden from the Republicans? All I saw was crime is out of hand and inflation is out of hand. The Democrats are raising the prices. So instead of doing anything about the things that they complain the most about, they're going after Hunter Biden again.
That's the problem I have the most with the Republicans, right? The first thing that they announce when they gain control of the House is that they're going after Hunter. And don't get me wrong, Hunter Biden's a piece of shit. I don't care for Hunter Biden. I think he's worthless, right? He's always been worthless. His dad is worthless. He's not a
politician. He's never ran for office or been in a position like that.
Right.
Which is completely absurd that they're going to use our tax dollars for something like that.
Yeah, and a private citizen, I agree with that as well. I mean, if you want to look into Nancy Pelosi's insider trading, stuff like that might uncover something, right? But Hunter Biden, really? I mean, you just said it, Breakman. I mean, inflation and the economy and all this, the first thing they want to do is have a fucking investigation into Hunter Biden. It's mind-blowing. It's just so mind-blowing.
And they've said they're going to start investigating Biden and the elections and all this other stuff. Like, all these investigations this isn't any stuff that you were saying you promised us in your ads and these big political ads you spent millions of dollars for. You said you're going to fight against the inflation and against the rampant crime in the streets.
Right.
That's not what they're doing.
Right. And it's funny because the Democrats are do nothing, and they're starting to the Republicans are starting to follow that same model. Let's just get nothing done. Let's do frivolous shit. I mean,
obstruct.
To me, both parties are worthless, Breakman. I know I've said it on this show 100 times before, but I can't stand either party. And I love the American people. I think there's a set of Republicans that really are patriots that want the right thing for the country, just like on the Democratic side of things. And I wish people would just get rid of all those politicians, start over.
Look, I've said many times, like I said a lot of mean things about MAGA voters and stuff like that, but I truly believe that they believe that they are patriots.
Yeah, no doubt.
They're being conned and brainwashed into bullshit, but those people really do love America.
If both the sides of the aisle, I'm talking people, not politicians, because politicians have it exactly where they want it right now. 50-50, right? You got a zombie president, you got a Republican-controlled House, and a Democrat-controlled Senate. It's right where they want it because nothing will get done, right? And they can pass whatever legislation they want to enrich themselves and make more money for themselves and their families, right? And meanwhile, the American people are just stuck in the lurch on deciding that they hate Republicans and they hate Democrats, right? And
There's
that's
gonna
the
be, yeah, and that's another thing. Is like how divided this country is.
yes,
Like they,
yes.
the politicians have masterfully pitted us against one another.
100%. Even the Democratic ads that they got in there, they're talking about Donald Trump. And I'm like, Donald Trump's irrelevant just because he announced. Like, he's fucking irrelevant. Let's start talking about student debt and fucking, the wages that people are making and other
Yes.
things. And instead they're worried about fucking Donald Trump. Like, really? Fucking stop it already. Both sides just stop talking about irrelevant shit like Hunter Biden and Donald Trump and Ivanka and I mean get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. None of us want to hear it anymore. But yet you're right. They masterfully pit the American people against each other because of what? The two-party system. It's ridiculous. Freak 5 says
And
his
they've got the media on their side for it too.
yeah, and the media, 100% break 100. Freak 5 says his stinko is it's fucking cold. It definitely is. So, all right. Anything else, break?
Ohio and Iran and Virginia. I hope you're right, and it's just rumors in Iran.
There's I hope so too, Breakman, but I've seen conflicting reports on it, and that's why I brought it up. I wanted to make a caveat because the United States is notoriously bad at propaganda, especially when it comes to other countries. So, of course they want to say, and I'm not saying Iran is a great country, right? But there's stuff that the United States says that is just sometimes like is bogus, and this might be one of those times. I hope it's not true. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Eric, I know that's an old one there. Do you have any stinkos?
Not really.
All right. I got a couple real quick ones. I've been trying to write my movie, and it's really hard when you have a baby that's crying in the next room over. My idiot niece had a baby, and it's been nonstop crying because that's what babies do. It's not the baby's fault, but it's just hard to concentrate when you have to deal with that. That's all I'm going to say on that. And then
whatever, Frank. We know you're the kind of person who yells at a baby in public.
Oh shit!
Oh, you little shit! Get right in his face.
That's my niece in a nutshell, yelling at a baby all the time. Anyways, yeah, it's ridiculous,
Shut
man.
the fuck up, you little toddler! Don't you know how to shut up?
Dude, you're not far off from exactly what she says, and I've pointed it out several times that a baby is a baby, and that's how they communicate. But anyways, my other is Twitter's a fucking dumpster fire. It's an absolute fucking dumpster fire now. Elon Musk is he's in way over his head with Twitter, has no idea what the fuck he's doing.
Does everybody think there's going to be a Twitter get-in?
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting...
He's in it now, so I'm imagining he's probably going to start investing a lot of money in it, and what Twitter's going to come back in a different form when he's done with it.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to collapse completely.
No, it's not going to collapse, but it's going to be a paid-for service coming up for sure. And I am not paying for that shit. I'll just go to Mastodon or one of the other fucking platforms. I really don't care. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's move on to happier thoughts.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweet! Sweeto of the week.
Breakman, your Sweeto of the week.
I got two of them. One comes with a caveat, so I'll go ahead and say it now. Some person announced that she is finally retiring from taking the leadership spot. She's said this before, though.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So there's a caveat, but if Pelosi sticks to her words, Pelosi, sorry, sticks to her words, and she's actually stepping down and letting younger people come in and take over.
Yeah, but the younger people that they got taken over fucking just milk toast.
I was betting that it's going to be her protege, AOC.
Nope. She don't want AOC anywhere near there.
But that's her protege.
Nope. She wants, dude. There's no chance. It's gonna be Hakeem Jeffries, and Hakeem Jeffries is a fucking.
I was gonna say it's gonna be a man.
Oh yeah, it's a milk toast fucking corporate Democrat is what it is, and that's all three positions. The three main people all corporate Democrats. They got one woman. Yeah, all fucking corporate Democrats, and I'm like, the fucking progressives are just stupid, man. They just allow all this shit to happen. It's just dumb. But yeah,
They vote with them half the time. Like they fell for that one deal that they what was it, that deal that they Pelosi made with them? Like, if you do this, we'll have your back on something else. And
oh,
she's like, nah.
that's been like 2 or 3 times that's happened, and they never learn their lesson, man. They always vote accordingly. They never hold their vote like they should. You know, the progressive caucus is actually pretty big. You know, the Bernie Sanders wing of the House. I know Bernie's a senator, but I'm saying like the people that back Bernie's policies, they're pretty prevalent in the House, and they have a lot of power, and they don't wield it ever. So they're just as weak as anybody. You know, they're just weak as any fucking Democrat. They're all fucking weak, man. So yeah, what else you got, Break?
The other one, I didn't bring it up as a stinko because we didn't. I didn't want to really talk about it, and I was hoping for the best, and we got the best news. Last week we had to have surgery for the dog because she had a tumor, and we found out it was a cancerous tumor. Just because they couldn't find out until they actually removed it and then tested it. So we found out it was a cancerous tumor, but it wasn't like stage 3. It was only stage 2. So a surgery is all they needed to get it, and they think they got it all. So
that's fantastic.
It's really expensive, but the cancer on my dog is gone.
That's awesome, man. That's really good. I mean, wow. That's yay for the vets, man. You know, fuck yeah. That's awesome. I mean, it sucks that you had to pay a big amount of money. I'm sure that wasn't.
I know. At the end of the day, it's just fucking money, which it's bullshit. But I'd rather have my dog than.
Absolutely, 100%, man, for sure. Well, that's great, Break. That is sweeto.
Yes, it is.
All right, Eric. Did you have anything?
Not really.
Oh, I'm sorry, Break. Did you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Okay. My sweeto, real quickly, is I got more writing done, so that was cool.
That's cool.
Where the fuck is the can you give me the link to the
Tournament.
The tournament, Break?
Yeah, she's walking around with this cone too, which is always funny.
I know it's not funny, but it's funny. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh man, we're gonna have fun with the we're doing the actually let me just while Break brings the
open up
the link here.
Okay. Let me get into that.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. While you're doing that, I'll do this.
It's a free-for-all! Little baby! Yeah, it's a free-for-all! Wow! Suck it!
All right, Break.
My system's so slow, it does that thing where I click on something, and then I wait, and I wait, and I wait for it to open.
What the hell?
Still staring at it, and I hit the chat button like a couple times now.
Where the fuck?
Still waiting for it to pop up.
Yeah. All right.
Damn it.
While you're doing that.
What's that?
While you're doing that, I'll explain the tournament. We have a really, really fun tournament this week. The worst arcade games of all time. I think we're down to 8. We should just finish it up today, guys. What do you What do you say? Well, let's finish it.
Next week will be the Black Friday, so we'll probably be all.
Yeah.
We might be too tired for a long show next week.
Yeah, I think let's just finish it up today. But as soon as I get the link from Break here.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm working.
Well, hold on. We might have an old link here. Hold on, Break.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. Hold on. Why didn't it? I had it. Why didn't it?
Okay. Well, while you're doing that, since I've got it up, I'll go ahead and start.
Okay, I got it. Here we go, guys.
Awesome. Okay, worst arcade game ever. We have the original Street Fighter, which was just a terrible game. I don't know how Street Fighter. I don't know how the hell they got Street Fighter 2 after Street Fighter. I don't know how they came from that. Then we have Tubin, which was a bad arcade game and an even worse home version of
Can
the
you
game.
explain what Tubin is for people that have
Tubin
never
is you're
played?
on a raft or an inner tube, and you're going down like a river or rapids, something like that.
Yeah,
You're
and
just
I
trying to
remember you could
float
like
through the
jump.
rapids and not get sunk.
You could
Essentially.
jump things and stuff like that too. Like you had a jump button on the tube
And
or
it had
something.
this weird controller, which was sort of like a steering wheel, kind of. That's the best way I can think of describing it. I hated the game. I did not find any fun in it. Of course, I didn't find any fun in Street Fighter either. But Street Fighter did spawn something afterwards. I do not know how they got Street Fighter 2 after that, but because of that, I'm going to go tubing. What about you, Frank?
I'm going with Street Fighter because I think Street Fighter is one of the most piece of shit games I've ever played in the arcade. I actually had a little bit of fun with Tubin. I'm surprised Tubin got this far because it beat Pit Fighter, or I'm sorry, Fighter's History and Popeye, which is really strange to me. I'm actually going Street Fighter because I think Street Fighter is one of the worst arcade games of all time for sure.
Well, all of these are at this point. These are some shitstorm right here. Eric, you're the tiebreaker.
I'm gonna vote for Street Fighter.
Ooh, Street
Fighter moves on.
Yeah.
Oh, this craptastic game where you're Ryu and fighting weird unknown enemies. I mean, not weird, but just who cares? There's no name and can't throw a fireball because it's goddamn impossible the way they.
Well, you
set
could,
up.
but you wouldn't know how you pulled it off. You know, like you'd just be
It's
playing.
like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, you'd be playing, and all of a sudden a fireball would come out, and it didn't even have. I don't even think it had the Hadouken sound with it at that time.
I don't think I ever pulled off on a fireball, so I'm not. Next, we have Time Traveler, the holographic adventure game, which seemed like it was an awesome idea and an awesome concept. After last week's episode, I went and rewatched video of it because I haven't seen it since I saw it in the arcade, and it's every bit as bad as I remember. Although I couldn't play it because that's the worst part of the game was the controls for me. Versus Art of Fighting, which is just really just a bland game more than anything. It's boring, a boring copy of Street Fighter 2, essentially. Eric, go ahead and start this one.
I'm gonna vote for Time Traveler.
Frank.
I think I'm gonna vote for Art of Fighting because it is one of the most boring fucking games I've ever played at the arcade. Time Traveler at least had aesthetically looked okay, I guess. I mean that's the best I can say for Time Traveler too. These are both shit-tacular games, but I'm going with Art of Fighting because I kind of want to see it go up against Street Fighter. So that's why I'm voting for it.
I'm sorry to break that heart of yours, Frank, but at least Art of Fighting was playable. Time Traveler mostly wasn't playable.
Nah, I can't blame you, man.
It was mostly it was a lot of timed events, such like that, but they didn't. There was no prompts on the screen to help you out, and if you did something wrong, you had to spend $2 more to keep playing.
Yeah, I mean, Drivler at least had the flashing things to let you know that you had to move or hit the sword button.
Yeah.
Well, Time Traveler moves on. Next, we have Mortal Kombat 4, which was, after the first 3 games, you had huge hits on your hands. Amazing Mortal Kombat games. Just everybody loved Mortal Kombat, and then you flushed all the goodwill down the toilet in Mortal Kombat 4. Versus another game who kind of flushed down any goodwill it had, which was the Pac-Man franchise, with Pac and Pal. Because Pac-Man already had a lot of enemies. He already had the goddamn ghost monsters who won't leave him the fuck alone. He can't eat them at certain points, but mostly they just try to eat him. Now he gets those ghosts, and he gets a little guy who's supposedly his pal, but he steals his weapons and takes them to the bad guys. The items, the fruit, and everything else. Because he's a little fucking prick. Fuck him and fuck Mortal Kombat 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to start this one out. I'm going to go with... Actually, you know what? I started the first one. Frank, you start this one.
I'm gonna go with Mortal Kombat 4 just for what you said, Break. At least with Pac and Pal, like Pac and Pal was like one of those games where you were like, well, fuck this, and then you would just move on to play Street Fighter or whatever, Street Fighter 2. Yeah. Mortal Kombat 4, you really spent a lot of time and energy trying to learn that game in 3D, and it was the most broken, fucking worst piece of shit fighting games ever.
ugly.
It was so
the fatalities
bad.
were terrible.
Yes,
it was
none of the
ugliest fucking game.
none of the fucking wow factor from like the first one was mocap, right? So
Yeah.
so you had like the head blowing off with Raiden and all that shit, and it was like exciting and cool. And then the second one was like brought it to a cartoony level where you could do much more. And then 3 was pretty okay. Had more characters, and then you get to 4 and they do it in 3D, and it looked ridiculous. It played like shit. The fatalities were hard to pull off, even if you knew exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 4 was one of the worst experiences at the arcade that you spent a ton of money on. So Mortal Kombat 4 for me.
Eric?
Mortal Kombat 4.
Yeah, I gotta go ahead and agree with both of you. Mortal Kombat 4, like it was ugly. It was hard to play. It was fucking ugly. I mean, that's what else can you say about it? Just
Yeah.
I mean, as good as the first 3 Mortal Kombats looked, especially the characters in the game, they get these big muddy 3D polygon graphics that were just terrible.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and
moving on.
it was a sign of the times. Like there wasn't a lot of 3D games that looked great, but holy shit, man, fuck that, that game.
They weren't heavily into 3D back then, and there are a lot of the 3D from the mid '90s does not hold up at all. Ugh, not at all. Anyway, next we have Back to Boring with Vulgus, which was just a bland shooter. There wasn't much variety at all in the levels or the gameplay, versus a game that killed a storied franchise, Double Dragon 3. It's Double Dragon 2, and it had this crazy story, but the game was still a lot of fun. And the first one, everybody remembers the first one. At the end of the game, you get to fight each other and shit. It was just really cool and had great music. Double Dragon 3, we all want to pretend never happened. Eric, you can start this one.
I'm gonna go for Double Dragon 3.
Frank?
This is a tough one for me. I have called Vulgus vulgar for a reason. There's no reason for that game to exist, period. Look, we all play video games for one thing, right? Is to have fun, right? And Vulgus, it was... If Vulgus was fun if you took the FUN out of it. So I want to say Vulgus, but my heart says Vulgus, but my brain is saying Double Dragon 3 because it just totally destroyed all the goodwill that franchise had and just ripped it out of my soul.
And it's never recovered.
What did you say? You said Double Dragon 3, right, Eric? Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to go with Vulgus.
It did slightly recover because, like, we got a Return of Double Dragon.
Yeah.
And Double Dragon Neo.
Yeah.
That was fun, but it wasn't the best, beat 'em up of recent memory. Like Streets of Rage 4 and Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Like, those two were fun.
Freak Five says we play video games for one reason: to control chicks in bikinis. Yeah, well, that's true too.
That's why I play them.
I'm gonna put Breakman on the spot, and I'm gonna say Vulgus because I hated that game. It was just boring.
Yeah, you know what, Frank? I agree with you 100%. Double Dragon 3, I did not like that game at all. It was a crap game, especially some of the play mechanics in it were absolute bullshit, especially for an arcade game.
It was weird. The Super Nintendo game, Double Dragon 5, made me wonder where it was 4. That they had to actually go back and make a 4 in, a couple of years back.
Yeah, what was that, for, the Game Boy or something?
I think the only reason they called it 5 then, though, is because they might have counted the Neo Geo fighting game as 4. Which was based on the movie, by the way.
Ugh.
Oh, don't remind me of the movie.
Which is weird, because it has an anime art style, which you think it'd be more mocap garbage like Mortal Kombat, but
of any video game ever in history, isn't Double Dragon the easiest concept to make it into a movie? How did they fail so fucking bad?
Yeah, well,
it was basically a kung fu movie setup. Girl gets kidnapped by thugs, 2 brothers go kick their asses.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
That's not what we got for a movie. The movie was absolutely... I've blocked that.
Anyways, Double Dragon 5 was based on the craptacular Rupee Spheres cartoon.
Ugh.
I've tried everything I can to forget those. Yeah. Horrible. But I'm gonna go with Frank and Vulgus because it commits the mortal sin of being boring.
Yeah, which is everything a video game should not be. I mean, there's been some shitty video games that have been exciting, right?
And I mean, and there've been billions and billions of shmups, and there's some shmups that are just like, oh, this is so stupid hard. It's just not that fun because it's too hard and shit. But Vulgus is just like, this is just not fun. Like, I just kind of want to take a nap.
Yeah. Vulgus is like the GameCube version of what's that game? The zombie game. The fun zombie game where
Zombies ate your neighbors.
no, it was it was the guy's
Super
name.
Nintendo?
The guy's name was no. It was later. It was like an
Stubbs the
Xbox.
zombie?
No. It was like Xbox, man. It was like
What was it about Stubbs?
No, listen, man. It was like you could use like almost. It was awesome. You had to take pictures of the zombies and what the fuck is the name of that game, man? It's like a newer type game, but the game on the GameCube was like had like no zombies hardly, and it was like it took the spirit out of that game completely, man. It was you were in a mall. And you used like all kinds of different weapons. Like you could use like a traffic cone. You could use
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. That's it. Dead Rising. It wasn't Plants vs Zombies Slayer. It was Dead Rising. Yeah, that's the game. Yeah. I think it was the GameCube version or one of the versions of Nintendo.
Dead Rising only came out on Xbox.
No. There was a version on one of the Nintendo systems where
Yeah, the Wii.
Yeah, the
Shopping
Wii.
mall, which is
That's the
basically-
one.
Which is basically
Okay.
it's a severely cut down version of the Xbox.
Yeah. You couldn't have hardly any of the zombies, and oh god, it was so bad. Plants vs Zombies, the fun zombie game, Slayer said. All right, so what do we got here? Break.
Those are Zombies and the second one are fucking amazing. I love those games.
Yeah, those
I
are.
kind of stopped having to play them because I wasn't getting anything done. Anyways, let's move on to the semifinals. Street Fighter, the original Street Fighter, versus Time Traveler. And I'm going to go ahead and start this one off. Street Fighter, we've mentioned, is a hard-to-play game. It's not fun. It looks ugly. Time Traveler was trying to do something different. They give you this holographic kind of graphics and such like that, with real actors. But the game wasn't fun. It was impossible to play too, and the story was stupid. And as I was watching the video, it just kind of sends you from one random room to the next. Like one moment you're trying to duck behind a guy with a sword, or duck under a sword swinging at you, and the next you're like fighting aliens or something. And just one panel rooms. Like there's one room where he's jumping between like lighted panels, and you have to jump in a specific pattern, or you're gonna die. And remembering how hard that game was to play, I'm watching that like, God damn, that must have been fucking impossible unless you knew exactly what to do. Or you're probably spending like $5 to play that fucking game, just that level. And for the price of playing it, I'm gonna go Time Traveler. Because Time Traveler was expensive to play.
Yeah.
Frank.
I'm gonna go with Street Fighter, and I'll tell you why. You mentioned that Time Traveler had a story, right? What was, even if it was bad, it had a story.
Right.
What was Street Fighter's story? Does anybody know? Because
I guy with red hair who kicks and punches.
there's like nothing.
It's literally like Ryu enters a fighting tournament and that's it.
Yeah, but they don't even really say. There's no like big introduction. There's no. You just here you go. You're fighting this dude. I guess you have to imply what the story is by the artwork on the side of the cabinet, right?
Hey, there's a train. We must be like hobos riding a train.
Right.
And we got in a fight over some food.
I mean, I'm all for using your imagination with certain things. You know, like when you read a book, it's always much better than the movie because your imagination is better. But what exactly is Street Fighter? Like you just hear Street Fighter and you're like, okay, dude on the street, right? But then you get to the game and it's basically Ryu, not the Ryu that we know, a redheaded Ryu.
Yeah.
It's Ryu.
Ryu.
Ryo.
Yeah, Ryo. Anyways. So yeah, I'm going with Street Fighter because there was zero to that game at all. No fun, no visual flair, which Time Traveler at least had a visual flair, right, with the holographic type thing. Which I believe, what was it, Lair? What was that game, Lair, that had the same type fucking thing?
Dragon's Lair.
Uh-huh.
Dragon's Lair, yeah.
Didn't have holographs though.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, but he meant like the kind of gameplay. It was essentially the same type of gameplay.
Yeah, same type of shit, man. I'm
No,
gonna go.
Dragon's Lair was all about the FMV video.
Yeah, FMV.
There was no hologram.
But we're saying like it was about timed button presses.
If I remember correctly, Eric, there was a holographic version of that game.
There was?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there was a holographic version of Dragon's Lair in the arcade. But for these purposes, I'm going with Street Fighter because there was none of that. I understand Time Traveler was really difficult to play, but Street Fighter was almost as difficult to play and had zero story. I'm going with Street Fighter, so that puts Eric on the
Eric
spot.
in the spot.
Yeah.
You're the tiebreaker.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna vote for Time Traveler because Street Fighter I think needed to crawl, so Street Fighter 2 and the rest of those games could walk and run.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Like the Street Fighter was the baby, and then Street Fighter 2 jumped up the teenager.
Street Fighter 2 was like a revolutionary game compared to, I can't even believe Street Fighter 2 came from Street Fighter 1. I refuse to believe that, man. But
it's almost as if it's a more of a prototype that they had to sell.
Yeah, it's like a proof of concept, I guess. I don't know. Fuck.
I've never seen like a bigger improvement between sequels.
I never have either. I can't believe that's even in the same franchise, man. It's so weird. All right.
Moving on. Mortal Kombat 4, the muddy, ugly, not fun to play fighting game that I don't think it really damaged the franchise that much because they had so many other ones. And I think Sub-Zero probably did more damage to the Mortal Kombat franchise than anything. What was it called? Sub-Zero...
Mythologies.
Mythologies, yeah. It was so...
Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero.
That was so fucking terrible. It was one of the
What
worst
was
things
that? What was that other Mortal Kombat game that with Liu Kang? It was like you were like a special ops and you like went into buildings and shit.
That's
like,
actually what it's called, Special Ops, I think.
Was it? Oh
I
man.
think so.
Oh god.
Wait, are you
Spec
thinking about
Ops.
this? Are you thinking about the Jax and Sonya game?
No, it was with Liu Kang, and that game was terrible too. But no, this game featured Liu Kang, and I don't know. I want to say Raiden, but I would be wrong. But it was Liu Kang and someone else.
I thought it was Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
It could have been, and it was horrible. Like it was like a special ops type game where you'd go into buildings, and it was just horrible. I can't.
No, I think
you're getting the
Kang,
two games mixed up, Frank.
Yeah, those are like that's a beat 'em up game. Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
No, this game was like you would go. Yeah, it was like a yeah, you're right. It was the beat 'em up game. That one was horrible too, man. Fucking bad. All right, who's going first?
It's amazing how many bad games they had back in like the late '90s, and they still didn't. It didn't really faze them.
Nope.
Anyway, Mortal Kombat 4: The Ugliness versus Vulgus the Boring. Or vulgar boring, as Frank calls it. Frank, since you like to call that vulgar, you can go ahead and start this.
Boy, this one's really, really hard because, man, Mortal Kombat 4, I spent a lot of money on, and I never got any better at it. You know, like usually, like for instance, like, you know, I learned my lesson with Terminator, right? That was a fun game. Terminator 2 at the arcades with the guns and stuff. I wasted a lot of money on that game.
Oh god damn, that game was designed to eat your money.
Yeah, for sure. But you could get a little bit better at that game and have a lot of fun with it, right? Like the action sequence with the helicopter was really cool, and there was a lot of coolness. There was a coolness factor to that game, right?
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 4 had no coolness factor, right? It was like, okay, I'm putting money in here and I'm trying to learn, but the more I spent more money probably on Mortal Kombat 4 than any other arcade game
Wow,
ever.
really?
Yeah, because I wanted to learn. Like, I wanted to learn like all the different moves and all that shit. I mean, I was a sucker for that game.
I
But
think for me, I probably spent the most money on X-Men versus Street Fighter.
it's sort of like the way that I could put it is like you spend all that money and you bring something home and you're like, oh my God, what did I spend my money on? That's the feeling that I had with Mortal Kombat. Why did I spend $10 on Mortal Kombat 4 when I could have been playing Terminator?
I played Mortal Kombat in arcades before, and I couldn't get anything with it. Like, okay, I'm like, maybe it's me. Maybe if I tried it home. So I got it on the N64. I got cheap though. I didn't spend a lot. And no, it was still absolutely terrible shit game in every way.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was so boring to me that I didn't even want to think about spending any money on it to play it for a second.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was just me struggling in an arcade. Like,
No.
I thought, maybe it's just me. Because it was Mortal Kombat. I was willing to give it a try.
Yeah.
Willing to give it a chance. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But like the fatalities were the biggest draw factor that they had going up to that point. The fatalities in that game were ugly.
Yeah.
They were absolutely terrible. And it wasn't fun to play.
Yeah.
I gotta go MK. I gotta go MK4.
Yeah, Slagar says even elevator action. Yes, even elevator action. Slagar, and that game was horrible too.
Hey, I like elevator action.
I'm gonna.
You should play the new elevator action game that came out like in the later 90s.
Oh, I have. I've got it on a Tadio collection.
You know what? I'm gonna go with.
It's a really good action game. It's completely different. It looks more like a spy shooter, really improved graphics and everything. Really enhanced.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Volgas just to put Eric on the spot again here. Break. Because Volgas was a game that I was just like, bleh,
I don't have any experience with Volgas, so I'm voting for Combat 4.
Ooh, so we're down to the final two here.
Well, I was kind of hoping for Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat 4, but that's fine because I actually think I hate Time Traveler more. It's just a shit game. So this is the finale: Mortal Kombat 4 versus Time Traveler. The holographic turd from the late 90s versus the 3D ugly shit turd from the also late 90s. Fighting game versus a quick time event, but that was before quick time events. There was no indicator on the screen what button you're supposed to press or when or anything like that with Time Traveler. And like Frank said, Mortal Kombat, he tried and practiced as much as he can, but it's such a shit game that it was a waste of time at the end of the day. And we all want to be good at Mortal Kombat because we all want to do the fatalities. That's the most fun, but then you do them in Mortal Kombat 4 and you're so fucking disappointed.
Oh yeah. Even if you did perform happened to pull one off, which was a rarity because 3D didn't translate well to the fighting games.
Nope.
Even if you did pull it off, it was so underwhelming. No matter what, I don't even think
blocky. You just see blocky blood and shit because they're polygons and they couldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out how to make them round back then.
Yep. I mean, you're going with me first, right? Break.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. This is so hard because Time Traveler sucks, but like I said, at least it did have a story. Of course, Mortal Kombat had a story too. But Mortal Kombat is
I like Mortal Kombat's story. Even the fourth one, there's some interesting things.
Yeah. No, the story was okay, but fuck, man. I mean, I'm going with Mortal Kombat 4. Break. I can't get over the fact that I spent so much money on that game, only to learn nothing and do nothing in that game. I think with Time Traveler, you could at least buy your way through that game. You really couldn't with Mortal Kombat 4.
If you know what you're doing, I couldn't have. Even if I'd had $50, I still couldn't have got past the first level probably in Time Traveler. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm going with Mortal Kombat.
That game was expensive to play. I think it was $1.50, $1.75 to play for 3 lives, and that was a lot of money back then when most games were a quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess this was in the 90s, so about then, most games were about 50 cents then.
Yeah.
Incremental raise in the price. I remember when everything was 25.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
Then went to 50, and now it's arcade, and it's you got to buy like
$1,
a point card to even
$2,
play in
yeah.
there, or
Yeah.
tokens. You know, you can't even play with a quarter anymore.
I know, right?
Ugh.
So what are you
Eric-
picking, Break?
Time Traveler versus Mortal Kombat 4.
I'm gonna go for Mortal Kombat 4.
Yes.
Oh wow! Like I guess my vote doesn't matter then. Frank, you said Mortal Kombat 4, and Eric said Mortal Kombat 4, and even though I say Time Traveler, Mortal Kombat 4 is the winner, and it is the worst arcade game of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's worthy, man. I mean, I think we like it's the most popular letdown of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a good description. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big letdown for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, Mortal Kombat 4 was definitely fucking awful, man. I don't have any remorse, man. I think it's perfectly worthy of the number one spot, man. I can look at any one of these games on this list, and I can honestly say that Mortal Kombat. If you put Mortal Kombat 4 up against any of these games, like we could all come to a consensus why Mortal Kombat 4 was worse. You know, it's really, really bad.
I don't even really remember the characters in 4. I remember Tanya. Like that's the only new character I can remember.
Wasn't there like a female?
Quan Chi. That's
Quan Chi
right.
was
That's
in
when they
there,
introduced
yeah.
Quan Chi.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that asshole.
Yeah. Freak Five says there's a barcade in Des Moines. I think most of the games are single token, except maybe Pinball, which is 2 tokens. Well,
There are a few like arcades around here. The last one I went to like bar arcades. Half the machines were broken, and some of the ones that weren't broken, like the controls, were just sticking in certain spots, or
it's kind of
like
sad.
the Gauntlet machine. Only 2 of the characters worked. The other 2 were like broken.
Yikes.
Couldn't move them or do anything. Or well, one you couldn't move, the other only like move left or right. I think it was.
Isn't that the worst when you went to an arcade and like you put a quarter in, you're all excited, and like for instance, like you would play Street Fighter 2, right? And then like you would hit right and it wouldn't go right, so you're like, oh fuck, I just wasted a quarter, you know?
Oh yeah, I remember complaining to the people too, like, oh sorry.
Yep, sorry. That's what you would get. Oh, sorry about that. You know, like what?
Yep.
There's nothing they could do. You know.
No, it really wasn't.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit. I think this was a great tournament break, man. I think you outdid yourself this time. Next week when we discuss things, we are going to obviously talk our haul if we got anything over Black Friday. I don't know if I'm gonna get much of anything.
I spent a lot of money getting a dog taken care of, so if I buy anything on Black Friday, probably like $20.
Yeah, which you could probably find a really good game for $20 on Black Friday break. So, I mean, we'll obviously talk about it and see if we got anything, during that day. But I'll let you guys know if I get anything. I know there's tons of PlayStation deals that I got to go through tonight and see if I pick anything up. But I've got a huge backlog, and this week I wanted to finish fucking Titanfall 2 this week so I could get to Persona 5, get back in the RPG swing, But fuck, whatever, But there you go. We're gonna end the show a little bit early this week.
I need to move something. I need to move on in the Switch. Because I want to play Smash Bros. Online, but their online just isn't worth it.
I mean, if you have an extra $10, like if you have $30 break, I would suggest getting that Shin Megami Tensei game for $30, dude. That's actually a really good deal, and that'll keep you busy for a long time. Fun, but
Here's a pro tip: play on easy, because their idea of normal is a misnomer.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Play on easy. You ain't going anywhere on even the normal level. It's fucking hard, but fun nonetheless. But definitely hard. All right. I think that about wraps it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the tournament for the worst arcade game of all time.
And when we're talking about tournaments, nobody sent me like any list of bad movies they hate, because we got that next month.
Oh yeah, the worst movie of all time. We got to do yeah.
Our least favorite movie, I think it was. Is that what it was? Or yeah,
like our worst movies of all time.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, Eric and I'll do that by next. You can get that done, right, Eric? Like 20 of your worst movies sent over to Break.
And I want lists from the from listeners too. They need to send us some stuff.
Yeah, if anybody's listening, send us the worst movie you've ever seen. A bunch of them, and Break's gonna put together a great list for December. And we'll do that. We'll run that tournament in December. So with that, let's do our plugs. Breakman.
You can follow me at RPGrinders on Twitter. I'm guessing I'm probably going to end up having to make a new account for us on one of these new platforms. I'm waiting to find out which one's going to be more dominant first. Though.
Yeah, it's looking like Mastodon might come out, but you never know, man. It might.
Yeah, so I'm not jumping real quick because I don't want to make like 15 different accounts for each one of them and then like never use them, you know.
Freak 5 says Molva zombie ass kicker.
Oh, Jesus Christ, the dog farted. Oh my God.
Take that, Dad. There you go.
Is that what I get for help taking care of your cancer? Jesus.
I know, right? That's all the thanks you get.
The love fart.
Yeah, it's a love fart, man. Come on. All right. So you said at RPGrinders for now on Twitter, Breakman.
Yep.
Eric, your plugs, man.
You can find reviews on bostonbashbrigade.com, or you can go to the feed and listen to some audio reviews. I've got 2 new ones up, actually.
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yomawari, Lost in the Dark, and Ghost Song. And if you like either of those things I do, and you want to support me, there's a link to my Patreon and my Twitter profile, which is at RPG. As little as $1 a month, or do a one-time donation of whatever you feel like. It would really help out. But that's really it. And I'll also have a happy Thanksgiving if you live in the U.S.
Yeah. Slager says, I can't get past the sign-on screen of Mastodon. It feels like it's gonna steal everything I own. I know it does feel that way, Slager. I'm gonna hold off before I jump ship of Twitter, man, for sure. But yeah, I feel ya.
I have Discord and Instagram, but I haven't really done anything with it. Instagram.
Yeah, you could follow me on.
I'm still having fun on Twitter. I mean.
Yeah, I know. It's slow. It's dying a slow death. We'll see if Elon can do something with it.
I just hope he reads a lot of the tweets, because he's getting so much hate.
I know he is, man, and he's also banning a lot of people for even mentioning him, man. It's fucking weird.
He's so thin-skinned.
Yeah, he really is.
We could see why he bought Twitter. It's like basically he was tired
protecting
of
himself.
about
Yeah, he was tired of the shit people were talking about him, man.
But it didn't stop. So
I know, but it made it worse.
Yeah, it made it worse. All right, you can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches while I'm still there. You can follow me on any of the systems, RPGrinders. I'm on all the platforms. I mostly play. Well, I've been lately playing the Xbox, but you can mostly find me on the PlayStation. What else? Oh, I just want to say, have a safe Thanksgiving weekend. It's like one of the biggest times for drinking and driving. Yeah. So please don't drink and drive. Like, call an Uber, call a friend. Sleep it off at a friend's house. Just don't drink and drive. I mean, it's goes without saying, but
well, hopefully you eat so much you won't even want to move anyway.
Yeah,
that's before Thanksgiving and a day New Year's Eve are like the 2 biggest drinking days of the year.
Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, I know it's a time for big time mental health issues. If you're feeling lonely, depressed, anxious, dial 988, especially if you're, thinking about ending your life. 988 is the new national hotline for suicide prevention.
Here's Freak's suggestion: drink and play driving video games.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's a great suggestion, man. Play Gran Turismo or something,
Drink and play Grand Theft Auto, because that's even better. Like,
even better.
People up while you're drunk and shit. Robbing banks, carjacking.
Yep. All right,
you also have to make your character drink in the game too.
Yeah, 988 is the number, and if you don't feel like talking to somebody, you can also use that as a text line. and you will be connected with a professional to help you out. So I guess that's my message. Just stay safe out there. Don't drink and drive, all that good fun stuff. You gentlemen have anything else before we leave?
Only 3 days work next week.
Ooh, that's good for you, man. Yeah, we're trying to drive people not to drink and drive, Breakman, not drive them to drink and drive.
Oh, so let me try that again then.
All right. Yeah, that's a little more peppy. I like that. That's a little bit better, Breakman. All right, on that note, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week on a special Black Friday edition of RPGrinders. With that, we're out. Take care, everybody. Have a nice Thanksgiving. Mortal Kombat 4 is the worst arcade game of all time.
Yeah, we tried that.
I don't know, Vulgus is pretty close. Fucking Vulgus was terrible, man. I don't know how anybody played that game and had any modicum of fun at all.
Capcom was trying to put us to sleep with that one.
Oh Jesus, man, it was so bad. I really wanted Vulgus.
I'm gonna watch a Let's Play of it.
Yeah, go for it, man. It'll put you to sleep like in 2 seconds, man.
I'm already feeling tired, so why not?
Everybody in chat, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Hold on, as Bernie is ruining the picture here. It's okay, Bernie. I got it.
I want to go back and watch some of the videos of some of these bad games.
Oh, I know.
I think the bad games are more entertaining to watch than watch the videos of these than the good games.
Hey, thanks to all the chatters. Freak5, thanks for joining. Who else was in there? I know Scotoma returned, and Matthew was in there. Aliens Gathering, Elysian, and Lily Tuff was in there. Thank you all for joining. You guys rock.